We are back. Thank you guys for joining us. We are the Simply Centrell Show. Like, share, follow at Simply Centrell and KYND Radio. So we just had an interesting call. We're talking about building a better you, and on the heels of some of the things that are going on in our world. And I think that Warren, when he called in, asked a very good question. He was talking about mindset and where people get the different thoughts that kind of propel them to do negative things. And I think it's important to kind of address that a little bit more. I was talking about a community event that I had the opportunity to attend on yesterday, and the community event was to call for protest and to call for community unity, because those things that break us down as a community they're not meant to unite us. They're not meant to help us. There is so much harm in division than we know. And where does that start, right? When we're younger, is it someone teaching us, telling us that this is the right way to be? Or do you just feel that? I honestly think it's probably someone teaching you that you shouldn't like a certain group of people. And what's put into the mind is the breeding ground. It is the breeding ground for everything that we do. It's when we start to see ourselves as different than one another. And yes, we may be different in our features. We may be different in the way we speak. We may be different in the things we pursue in life. At the end of the day, we are more alike than we are different. And we are talking about Americans. I am an American, and I consider myself to be a part of this greater humanity. It's important for us to realize that we are greater together than we are apart. There is nothing good that can come from division, nothing. And we need to see ourselves as that. And then we also need to be the change that we want to see. Everyone is looking for role models. These individuals that actually walked in Charlottesville, Virginia with their garb on and, spewing hate and all of those things, they actually had a role model. So who is the role model? And I would charge you to think about you as a role model. And I had to think about this literally just this past weekend as well. Like, who am I looking to and who's looking to me? See, you may feel as though you're not doing much and no one's watching what you're doing. We don't know all of the people that were walking in that protest. What we do know is that they were people that know people, that have families, that have friends, that have coworkers, that they are touching other people. Other people are watching. They are an example to someone. So which means you and I are examples to someone. We are examples. So as we talk about changing our mindset and changing our language, changing our actions and moving forward to building a better you and a better me, we have to consider ourselves as role models. We are a role. We are in a role, and we are modeling for other people what they should or should not be. Now, you come in contact with a number of people every day. Are you smiling? Are you showing them that you are an inviting person, that you are there to be friendly? Are you doing that? When you know something, do you share it? When you know something good, do you share it? Because many times we like to keep the good stuff for ourselves because we don't feel like there's enough to go around, and there is. That's a myth. There's plenty to go around. And as you can see, we need the good stuff. So when you know something good, share something good. This is where that positive stuff comes in. You should be infusing the positivity into other people. And when you do, it comes back. So as we talk about being a role model, being an example, and how often should that happen? Because we have a lot of things to combat here, right? This is not the first time that we've had incidents of a hatred or racial tension, and it likely won't be the last. I've heard that there are statistics showing that over the last year, we have had an increase in racial tensions, and you've seen that. So much negativity. There's also positive things going on, and we need to hone in on those positive things. See, we give a lot of light to the negative things that happen. We don't give a lot of light to the positive things that are happening, to those people who are changing the world, those people who are infusing positivity and doing great things that allow us to see what's possible in our lives. See, those negative things don't lead you anywhere. There's likely someone who's very sad and depressed and not happy with their life when they're doing things like that. I try myself not to take it personally, because I know that that has nothing specifically to do with me. See, I don't know those individuals, and I don't know many of the individuals that I come in contact with that are negative. Sometimes it's just in public places that you meet people who have had a rough go at it in life, and they know nothing more than to spew out what they feel has been given to them. So we have to give them something different. And even when it's not well received at that moment, we are planting the seed of positivity. So I encourage you that when you see things like this, that you find a way to be the change, to create the change. Make sure you're sharing the message. Make sure you are tailoring your language to positivity. In the community meeting, we talked about language. And we talked about language earlier, right? Mindset and language go hand in hand. Some of the things that we say are divisive. They don't bring us together, and we need to be brought together. Some of the things we say they're negative and they tear us down. So we have to focus and be intent on saying positive things to one another, loving one another, and being compassionate when we see that someone's not coming from a good place, knowing that that too stems from something else, not just in that moment, not just in their interaction with you. And then we need to give them something to turn it around. So we've talked about a lot today, and I so appreciate each and every one of you. We are here to build from the ground up a better you, a better me on this journey to move towards our passion and our purpose. Remember that we're all role models. We are all examples for someone to see, whether we are smiling in the lobby of a bank or we are just smiling at the people that are in our home, in our neighborhoods, and or at our jobs. We are the examples. Change our mindset, change our language, helps to change our actions. And we have to be intent on doing that. We start at the beginning of our day, infuse ourselves with something positive so we can infuse others with something positive. And this is how you show up in life. So I thank you guys for joining us today. It has been an amazing experience. I appreciate those that called in, listened in, and checked us out on Facebook, KYND Radio, and at Simply Centrell. We look forward to you joining us next week, where we'll be talking about possibilities and also some of the upcoming things for the Simply Centrell Show. We're doing big things in the city. Check you next time.